This is my audience. Did you know that homeschooling students are not only more interested in politics and they better understand politics, but they are also more invested in maintaining the well-being of their communities? Many myths are being compared to homeschooling and public schooling. Critics view homeschooling as being unsafe, hurtful to communities, and homeschooling prevents students from gaining proper social and emotional skills. According to Robin L. West in 2009, that homeschooling should be more regulated, and families with homeschooling students have a lack of job skills passed down, which sparks economic depression in communities. Parents should view homeschooling as being a beneficial and effective alternative to public schooling. Today, I will share with you the myths that cause parents to not consider homeschooling as an alternative method to schooling, but I will also refute these myths with facts from my research. I will share advantages homeschooling offers during school and even into adulthood. Critics think homeschooling harms the well-being of students. Opposers link homeschooling to a poor education and a poor livelihood. They believe that there is no educational accomplishments made in homeschooling. They view homeschooling as having no testing requirements, and there are no testing requirements to compare to public schooling students. They believe homeschooling separates children from the rest of the world, making them both socially and emotionally handicapped, and that was stated by Michael H. Romanowski in 2006. So what do critics believe specifically causes these educational and mental setbacks of homeschooling? Critics believe that homeschooling could be improved with government regulations. Daniel Polak in 2012 states, as the rate of homeschooling rises, the rate of child abuse also appears to rise in correlation. Since children are not physically at school, no one can see the signs of abuse. Deregulated homeschooling potentially means that children may not receive vaccinations, and this could be a public health risk. Although there is potential truth in these myths, the benefits homeschooling receive far outweigh the risks that could connect to homeschooling. One solution is, as a parent or guardian, since you will eventually become your child's educator, you could do some research and educate yourself on homeschooling and see other experiences that other parents and children have had in homeschooling as well. These personal experiences that I have researched show effective and motivational ways of learning. Karen McReynolds in 2007 stated, homeschooling students are more likely to be active in their communities and interact with more people regularly than public schooling students. Homeschooling students are not secluded in the home, and they are not restricted to sitting at a desk and working on worksheets. They can join extracurricular activities such as sports or music lessons. And according to Michael Romanowski, on average, homeschooling students are involved in 2 activities outside the home, and 98% are engaged in more than 2 activities. Homeschooling students are free to take trips to history museums and gardens and learn of diversity by socializing with other students. 71% of homeschooling graduates participate in an ongoing community service activity, whereas only 37% of public schooling graduates do this. In addition to researching homeschooling effects, you can also research your state and local government policies to keep an accurate record of your students' work and to actively regulate the homeschooling experience. Each state, just like everything else, will have different policies to homeschooling. There could be regular visits from Child Protective Services to ensure safety. Regulated homeschooling has shown to be more likely to be accepted into respectable universities such as Harvard or MIT. 74% of homeschooling students end up going to college, whereas only 46% of public schooling students do. And that was cited by Dr. Brian Ray in 2003. Homeschooling students can also see higher testing scores and they earn a better GPA. According to Kristen Noble in 2014, homeschooling granted her many skills, but the most helpful skill was the time management skill. In conclusion, parents should recognize homeschooling as a good way for their children to earn an education because not only are the myths refutable, the few risks that there are outweighed by the benefits. Critics deem homeschooling as unsafe, unethical, and problematic to educational and mental well-being. Just take into consideration, with researching the educational and emotional effects in the government policies, you as a parent can decide if homeschooling is the right choice for you and your child. You as a parent or guardian can refute the common myths of homeschooling, and your child can experience the plethora of benefits homeschooling offers. Through creative, motivational, and personalized education, the system of homeschooling, children can finally experience the world as a classroom. Thank you. And this is my audience.